I'm CK. I think we'll have something that's kind of fun tonight. Another kit from the Dingdong Store. This is LED glasses, so they're glasses with LEDs in the front. Looks kind of silly, looks like something a youngster might really have fun with as their first or second kit. So we'll put it together and see how much fun it is. Hope you enjoy the video. Let's see what's in the box. It's from the Dingdong Store. I got this from Amazon. I've had good luck with Dingdong Store kits, so this could be very much fun. We've got typical will help you if you need help, which is always good. Here's the instructions. See what they have to say for themselves. LEDs flash, sound activated light flickering effect, that's fun. Adjustable sound sensitivity, perfect simple circuit, hand soldering. Wow, working voltage 12 volts at 15 milliamps, because it's got a lot of LEDs. Takes 2 pieces 12 volt 23A batteries, which I don't think I have, and they don't have them installed. So I'll have to figure out where to get those or how I can wire it up. It's got 50 LEDs. So let's take a look at the actual bits and pieces. Do the most important thing first, which is the glasses. Look at them. They're pretty stylish. Put them on later. Here's the circuit board, which I'm sure will go in here like that, or maybe like that. Let's look at the circuit board itself. It's a little thin. It's not bad, but it's a little thin. All through-hole plated holes, which is good. The values for the components, the values for the components are not all listed. Yeah, this is, Dingdong does this. It's got these resistors marked and these resistors not marked. So as we get into the resistor bag, I'm sure there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of the same value, and they'll all go in there. And then that looks like a resistor bank. That's probably for the, that's one of those inline resistor packages. Yeah, or, yeah. You can see it in here. Actually, that may be the LED controller. A potentiometer, a couple of caps, a microphone. Here we got a whole bunch of LEDs. And in here, oh, they did give us batteries. It says it didn't have batteries, but it does have batteries. So that's good. Where did I put my scissors? Where did I put my razor blade? There it is. So we do have 2 batteries, 2 23A 12 volts. Good. So we won't be frustrated. Oh, even comes with a little trimming screwdriver. And then there's another piece of paper in here. It's the Chinese instructions. Which has got a see, you got to look at both, because this has got the diagram for the circuit board, where this has got the schematic. So yeah, this is the LED controller. Yeah. So it looks pretty straightforward and simple, and these 2 gaps here, that's where the batteries go. So it looks pretty straightforward. Bunch of soldering. The LED positive leads are marked correctly and easily, so that's good. So it'll be pretty straightforward to put together, I believe. Let me dump all the parts out into little bin so we can take a little bit better look at them. So here's the 5 1Ks that'll go in the unmarked spots. A couple of little screws. Here's the inline LED driver. Got to get the resistors untangled from the battery connectors. Here's the, oh, that's a tiny microphone. That's not even the standard kind you get in kits like this. This is a very tiny one. I like it. Couple of 104 decoupling caps, a switch, a transistor, I believe. Yeah. 9014. A couple of electrolytic caps, and that's it. Looks pretty straightforward. So we'll get the soldering iron heated up and we'll put this little guy together. And we'll start off with the resistors as typical. And that's also what the instruction guide says to do first. Nice, politely of them, all the resistor strips are marked with their value, which is just pleasant to experience. So let's put one of the 10K, we'll put some of the 1Ks on. There are 5 of those, and these are all 1/4 watt, so they're very small little resistors. So we probably don't need to bend the leads right up against the body. Let's see. The 1Ks go in the blank spots here. Yeah, you can leave 1 millimeter or so away from the body for the leads to go in. I'm going to go ahead and solder this one just so we can get a feel for the how the board takes solder. Oh, very well. And it wicks right down into the plated through hole, making a real, you can see the solder wicking all the way through to the other side, particularly because this circuit board is so thin. But that means you have a good solid connection. You don't have to worry about a cold solder joint. So we're going to do all the rest of these resistors now, and not much to talk about with resistors that we haven't already covered. So I'll mute the main audio, play some music, and it's resistor time. So that's all the resistors. Not too bad. The only interesting thing is they did give us an extra 2 mega ohm resistor. I don't know why, but just put it in this parts bin and we'll have it for the future. Now the microphone, and the microphone is polarized. There's a plus sign right here and a plus sign on the circuit board, so we want to get that right. And we'll just set that on the solder pad. I'm going to go ahead and solder that down right now. Question is, do we want to do the LEDs or the caps? We'll do the LEDs first, and there are 50 of them. That's a lot. Can't get the bag open. Of course I can't get the bag open. I can never get bags open. Don't know why I have such a problem opening bags. Okay, let's see what color these are, by the way. I haven't even checked on that. So we'll take our multimeter, make sure it's set on continuity mode, which means when we touch them together it beeps. That's giving it a small amount of current. So we'll touch the other lead. Oh, they're green. You don't want to do this for very long because there's no resistance limiting the current, but it's a good way to test resistors and also see what color they are. And these look nice and bright green. Now the board has plus signs for where all the long leads or the anodes of these LEDs go. And as I said, there are 50 of them. So we'll do similar to what we did with resistors, go back into fast replay, and you can watch the LEDs fly onto the circuit board. Before I do that, I'm going to show you what I'm going to be doing. So what I'm going to do, because it's important that these LEDs lay flat on the board, is I am going to put many of them on the board, and then I'm going to do one leg like so, lift it back up, and as you can see that LED is not quite flat, so I'm going to press on it with my thumb and reheat that little solder that little solder ball, let it cool, and now it's flattened out onto the board. And I will be doing that for all the LEDs because this is such a visual in your face, haha, since it's glasses, look that I want it to be pretty symmetrical all the way around. So that's what I'll be doing. That's all 50 LEDs. They all look aligned. Up. This one is a little cockeyed still. Okay. Heat it up, press. There we go. Still a little cockeyed, huh? Funny. That's better. Now they're all in nice little rows. And they gave us, looks like 4 spare LEDs in case any of them turn up bad. You can test them all before you install them if you want with your meter or whatever, but it's really boring, so I don't do that. I'll just replace one if one goes bad. So we've got a 104 disc cap, 1/10 of a nanofarad, I mean 1/10 of a microfarad. These are non-polarized, so it doesn't matter which way you put the leads in. There's no negative or positive. Looks like they gave us an extra one of those too. More spare parts. Now we've got 2 electrolytic caps. Oh, they want us to put the LED driver on now. And that's this And if you can see, there's a little notch on the ceramic material coating it. And on the printing on the board, there's a little notch indicated there too. So that's the way it's oriented. Because it does matter which way this goes, because one pin, as you can kind of see here in the schematic, one pin goes to 12 volt. These go to the LEDs. There's a ground there. So, and then the other circuitry to control the flickering from the or intensity by the volume. So if you get that wrong, none of this is going to work. And I'm going to do a similar thing to what we did with the LEDs, because that's a little cattywampus, because I didn't care, because I just heat it up and get it to stand up straight. And there we go. Then it'll look attractive as we're wearing our LED glasses to the club. And I'll get this 104 cap soldered down at the same time. I'm not going to trim those. They stick out a little bit, but I don't care, since they're going to be inside the plastic of the glasses frame. I'm not going to do that. Okay, so both electrolytic caps are 10 microfarad, I think. Yep. Yep. So we don't have to worry about which one goes where. There's a plus sign for the long lead, because for most electrolytic caps, the polarity really does matter. And the shaded side of the silk screening is for the negative side, which is the striped side of the cap. So really easy to tell what you're doing. What else we got? What's next? I'm going to put the pot in here. I believe that this potentiometer allows you to set the sensitivity of the microphone and how it affects the activity of the LEDs. We'll play with that when we get it all put together. Now we've got one transistor. So these are 9014s, as I said. Yep, 9014s. Flat side to flat side on the circuit board. And it looks like they, oh no, I thought they gave us an extra one of these too, but they did not. They gave us one extra cap, 4 extra LEDs, 1 extra resistor. Now, I installed toggle switch at S1 on PCB other side. In other words, I think we gotta go like so. Let me double check that. Yeah, because this will fit. Oh, I may have to trim these. Oh no, I won't. Because this will fit, there's a slot here for the switch lever to poke through. So I'm going to do a test fit here so I can see, because I'm not 100% certain how wow, that switch does not, even though it's on the back, it doesn't fit through the, unless I'm doing it, it doesn't fit through that opening. It's kind of annoying. No, it's not going to fit through there. See that? The circuit board is flush with these raised pillars, and that switch, I think I may be able to, well, I was thinking I could heat the solder here and push the pins further back. I'm going to try and do that. And this is where you got to be not me, because I'm going to probably burn myself a couple of times doing this, or maybe have the thing fall out. Can you see what I'm doing? Yeah, you can see what I'm doing. I can't get all of them at once. There I can. I've got one side pulled back a little bit, and I didn't actually burn my hands or fingers at all. I've got the other side back a good bit. Let's see if that'll fit now. Okay, that fits, and I can actuate the switch pretty well. But that's too bad that switch is. So what that means for you, if anybody's looking at this and has not built it yet, is you're going to want to leave a gap here. Let's see, how big is that about? Let's call it a 2mm gap under the switch, or else it won't go through the plastic frame. I'm going to ease this one back a little bit more too. You may want to, before you do that, you may want to test, because they may have fixed this or addressed it in a later build of the plastics. But as you can see, you got to do that, or else it won't fit. And there's a little hole there. I wonder what that was for. Now we'll put the power connectors on, and they go on the back of the board, like so. I'm trying to get this one right, because, well, I guess that's right. The bump on it, the positive bump, I would have put in a different place, but it's okay. I'm going to do this similar to the other ones. I'm going to put one dot of solder on one leg, and then make sure they're at 90 degrees to the board. Of course, I gotta get the 90 degrees to the board, so I'll just put one dot right now, and then do the other dot after I get it arranged at 90 if I have to make any changes. I don't think I will, but you don't know. Did have to press that one down a little bit to get it to stay. Let's take a look and see if they're at 90s. This one's not quite at 90, and that's the positive with no spring. So I really kind of want to get that one at 90. The spring ends I'm a little less, this one's not quite right either. The spring ends I'm a little less worried about, because the spring will compensate. But this one's too wacky. There we go. And that should be good. Let me do the other two leads, or other lead on each one. Two leads really just for mechanical stability, not for electrical conductivity. All right, I think that is all the electronics assembly, all the soldering. So now we're ready to put it all together. And it's pretty straightforward. The only unstraightforward part about it is I'll show you in a second. Let me get the solder pad out of the way. It doesn't need to be here now. Get that switch in the right place again, drop this in. And we've got these itty-bitty teeny screws. That's why they gave us the itty-bitty teeny screwdriver, because the screws are so tiny. And I'm not the best with tiny screws. Dang it, Jim, I'm a solderer, not a watchmaker. I'm probably going to speed up the playback of me fumbling with these screws, so. Okay, there we go. And they did give us extra screws, one extra screw. But now it's time to give this thing a whirl. See what we got? I turned the light off because it will be LEDs. So we'll want to see that. This other battery. Now let me turn it on. Look at that. It flashed for a second. 1, 2. Ah, it is all light activated. Let me clack it on the back. But I could probably, let me trim out this trimmer. 1, 2, 1, 2, wrong way. 1, 2, 1, 2. Pretty neat. Let me see how it works with music. Let me pull something up on my phone. Try this one. I'll bring the microphone close too. So that's what it looks like. And that's my music, by the way, so. And I'm going to do one more thing. Let me pause the cameras again. So here we are. Looks pretty awesome, doesn't it? It's really kind of weird to look through these little slits, but fine. Pretty straightforward kit. A lot of good soldering practice with the LEDs. Some tiny fiddly stuff with the little screws to screw it together and adjusting this switch position, but easy to manage. A good beginner kit. Hope you enjoyed the video.